Welcome to Miss Charlotte. What if one mistake led to a complete transformation? What if revenge wasn't just a prank but a full-fledged, life-changing experience? Buckle up, because this is the story of how I, Jake, went from an ordinary guy to living full-time as a girl. It all started with a joke, a stupid, careless joke. I never meant to humiliate Maya and her friends, but that's exactly what happened. A week ago, at a college party, I pulled a harmless prank. It was dumb. Just some silly dare involving hair dye and a wardrobe malfunction. But Maya, she didn't forget. And she sure as hell didn't forgive. I should have known something was up when she invited me over. Maya never invited me anywhere, but she acted friendly, flashing that confident smirk that made guys weak in the knees. "We're cool, Jake," she had said. "No hard feelings." I was an idiot to believe her. Now, standing in her bedroom, I realized the truth. I wasn't just here for a casual hangout. I was trapped. Maya and her friends Ava, Sophie, and Riley blocked the exit. The door was shut, and on the bed, laid out neatly, was a dress, a wig, makeup, lingerie. Every instinct in my body screamed to run. I forced a chuckle. "Okay, funny joke. What's this, some kind of dare?" Maya smirked. "Not exactly." Sophie held up a phone, her thumb hovering over the screen. "We have a video, Jake. Remember last Saturday, when you got drunk and said some things?" My blood ran cold. "What video?" I croaked. Ava turned the screen toward me. And there it was. A video of me drunk, rambling, saying things I didn't even remember. Things that could ruin me. Maya crossed her arms. "You have two choices. One, we send this to everyone. Your classmates, your professors, even your parents." I swallowed hard. "Or two," she continued, "you play along. Let us give you a makeover. A full transformation. A complete reversal of that little prank you pulled on us." Sophie giggled. "For the next week, you live as a girl. Every moment. Every second." My heart pounded. "No way," I whispered. Maya shrugged. "Then the video goes public." I was trapped, and I had no way out. I should probably tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jake Carter, or at least it was. I was your typical college guy, 20 years old, tall, athletic, confident, maybe a little too confident. I had a habit of teasing people, but it was all in good fun. At least I thought so. That's probably why I didn't see the warning signs. I had always been popular, the kind of guy who got invited to every party, knew everyone on campus, and never had to try too hard. I played soccer, aced my classes, and had a solid group of friends. But I also had an ego. I wasn't mean exactly, but I loved a good joke, especially at someone else's expense. And Maya, she had been my favorite target. Not because I hated her, far from it. She was gorgeous. Long dark hair, piercing green eyes, and a confidence that could knock a guy flat. She was the queen of the social scene, and I was the king. But I made one mistake. I underestimated her. The prank that started it all was supposed to be harmless. A little joke at a party. I had slipped some pink hair dye into a bottle of conditioner, knowing Maya would use it. It wasn't permanent. It would wash out in a few days. But Maya, she was furious. Not just because of the dye, but because she had a huge presentation the next day, and I had embarrassed her in front of everyone. I thought she'd let it go. I was wrong. Now I stood in Maya's room, staring at the outfit laid out for me. A pink dress, a long brunette wig, a full set of lingerie, and 4 smirking girls who were waiting for me to make a decision. Maya leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "Well," I forced a laugh. "You're joking, right?" Ava held up the phone, wiggling it in the air. "Does it look like we're joking?" "The video." My heart hammered in my chest. I could fight. I could try to run. But 4 against 1. Not good odds. And that video. If it got out, my life was over. My reputation, my friendships, Even my scholarship, everything could be ruined. My hands curled into fists. You can't be serious. A whole week like this? Maya grinned. Oh, we're dead serious. Sophie giggled. Think of it as an experiment. Can the big bad Jake survive as a girl? I swallowed hard. Ava's smirk widened. Better start undressing. My hands were shaking. I looked at the outfit again, hoping, praying that Maya was bluffing. But the way she and the other girls smirked told me everything I needed to know. They were serious, and they weren't going to back down. Clock's ticking, Jake, Maya said, tapping her wrist. Either you start changing or we start sending. Ava waved her phone in the air, the video still on her screen, ready to be sent to anyone and everyone. I swallowed hard. My heart hammered in my chest. I could fight them. I could grab the phone and make a run for it, but let's be honest, I wouldn't make it out of here. 4 against 1. I was outnumbered. And even if I got the phone, what if they had backup copies? No, I had no way out. Maya tilted her head, her smirk growing. Jake, don't make me count down. I clenched my jaw. My face was burning with humiliation. I couldn't believe this was happening. But I couldn't let that video get out. My entire life, everything I had built, would be ruined. My fists tightened. And then, with a deep breath, I grabbed the dress. I could feel the girl's eyes on me as I reluctantly started taking off my clothes. My hoodie, gone. My jeans, dropped to the floor. My t-shirt, pulled over my head. I was now standing there, wearing nothing but my boxers, feeling more exposed than I ever had in my life. Ava whistled. Wow, didn't think you'd actually do it. Sophie giggled. This is gonna be so much fun. I clenched my jaw. Can we just get this over with? Maya smirked. Oh, we're just getting started. She tossed a bundle of fabric at me. I caught it and immediately froze. Lingerie, a lacy pink bra and matching panties. My stomach dropped. No way, I muttered. Maya crossed her arms. No underwear, no deal. I wanted to argue. I wanted to tell them this was too much. But then Ava lifted her phone again, and I realized I had no choice. With trembling hands, I grabbed the panties and stepped into them. The fabric was soft, delicate, nothing like the boxers I was used to. As I pulled them up, my face burned. The girls laughed. Cute, Sophie teased. Ava grinned. Now the bra. I exhaled sharply. This was a nightmare. But with shaking hands, I grabbed the bra and slipped it over my arms. Maya stepped forward. Here, let me help. Before I could protest, she reached behind me and clipped it into place. My face was on fire. This was humiliating. And the worst part, it was only just beginning. Maya grabbed the pink dress and held it up. Arms up, she ordered. I swallowed hard. I felt like I was in some weird dream and nightmare I couldn't wake up from. But I obeyed. I lifted my arms and Maya slid the dress down over me. The soft, silky fabric clung to my skin. It fit perfectly. And that made it even worse. Ava clapped her hands. Wow, he actually looks good. Sophie nodded. I almost don't recognize him. My stomach churned. Maya stepped back, admiring her work. Shoes next. I looked down. Heels. Tall, pink, strappy heels. I exhaled sharply. You're kidding, I muttered. Maya raised an eyebrow. You're the one who wanted to get this over with. I clenched my jaw. Fine. I sat down, slipped my feet into the heels, and buckled the straps. When I stood up, I immediately wobbled. The girls laughed. Ava grinned. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Maya grabbed a wig from the dresser, a long brunette wig, and placed it on my head. The weight of the hair felt weird, swishing against my shoulders. Next came makeup. I tried to protest, but Maya shushed me. Trust me, Jake, she said, holding up a brush. You'll want this to look good. For the next 20 minutes, the girls worked on my face foundation, blush, eyeliner, mascara, lipstick. By the time they were done, I could barely recognize myself. I wasn't Jake anymore. I was Jessica. And the worst part, the girls weren't done humiliating me yet. I stood in front of the mirror, my breath shallow, my hands trembling. This wasn't me. The girl staring back, long, silky brown hair cascading over delicate shoulders, a perfectly made-up face with pink lips and big, expressive eyes, was someone else. She was beautiful, and that terrified me. Maya stepped beside me, resting a hand on my shoulder. "Wow, Jessica," she teased. "You look perfect." Ava giggled. "Seriously? If I didn't know better, I'd think you were always a girl." My face burned. This was beyond humiliating. But it got worse, because Maya smirked and said, "Now it's time for the real fun." My stomach dropped. Maya turned to Sophie and Ava, a wicked glint in her eye. "So, where should we take Jessica first?" "Take me." My heart started racing. "Wait, what do you mean?" Sophie grinned. "Oh, come on. You're all dressed up. It'd be a shame to keep you locked away in here." Ava nodded. "We should take her out. Maybe the mall?" My throat went dry. They weren't serious. They couldn't be serious. But Maya just smiled. "Actually, I have a better idea." She turned to me, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "We're going to a party." I sat in the back seat, my hands gripping the hem of my dress so tightly my knuckles turned white. Every bump in the road made me wobble in the heels I was still struggling to walk in. Ava glanced back at me. "You nervous, Jessica?" I swallowed hard. "Why, you think?" She giggled. "Relax. Just act normal, and no one will know you're not a real girl." I felt like my chest was caving in. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to go to some party dressed like this. But what choice did I have? Maya had made it very clear if I refused, they'd expose me, and that would be so much worse. So I sat there, trapped, as the car pulled into the driveway of a crowded house. Music thumped from inside. Laughter spilled out. And I realized I was about to be thrown into the deep end. The moment I stepped inside, my senses were overwhelmed. The music was loud, the room was packed, and the air was thick with the smell of perfume and cologne. I wanted to run, but Maya grabbed my wrist. "Stay close," she whispered, "and remember you're Jessica." I nodded weakly. People started noticing me. Boys, girls. Their eyes lingered. Some smiled. Some whispered. And then, "Hey, who's your friend?" I froze. A guy, tall, confident, attractive, had stopped in front of us. His eyes locked onto me. Maya smirked. "Oh, this is Jessica." His grin widened. "Jessica, huh?" I couldn't speak. I was panicking. Maya nudged me. "Say hi." I forced a smile. Hi." The guy's eyes sparked with interest. I wanted to sink into the floor. But then, he held out his hand. "Wanna dance?" I was going to say no. I wanted to say no. But before I could, Maya answered for me. She'd love to. And just like that, I was being dragged onto the dance floor. The guy Jason was smooth, charming. His hands found my waist, guiding me effortlessly. I tried to keep my distance, but the heels made it impossible to move properly. I kept stumbling. And every time, Jason pulled me closer. "You're cute," he said, leaning in. My stomach twisted. This wasn't happening. This couldn't be happening. But then, he leaned in closer, his breath hot against my ear. And before I could stop him, he tilted my chin up, and he kissed me. I stumbled back, gasping. Jason chuckled. "Shy, huh?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. My mind was spinning. My lips tingled. I had just been kissed. And the worst part, Maya, Ava, and Sophie had seen everything. They were standing off to the side, grinning like maniacs. And Maya, she pulled out her phone. My heart stopped. No, 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 no. She had recorded it. Maya wiggled her phone. "Oh, Jess, this is gold." Ava giggled. "Looks like she's settling into her new life perfectly." My hands shook. I had lost. I had fallen right into their trap. And now, there was no way out. I stood there, my chest heaving, my heart pounding. The video. Maya had recorded it. The proof that Jake had just kissed a guy, dressed as a girl. There was no coming back from this. Maya smirked. So, Jessica, what now? Ava giggled. Looks like she's already one of us. Sophie clapped her hands. Oh my God, imagine if Jason finds out. I felt sick. They had me trapped. If they sent that video to anyone, I was finished. And they knew it. Maya crossed her arms, tilting her head. So, Jess, are you ready to accept your new life? I swallowed hard. Well, what do you mean? She grinned. Oh, sweetie. She leaned in close, her voice mockingly sweet. You're not Jake anymore. She tapped her phone. Unless you want the whole world to see this. She smirked. You're Jessica, forever. My knees nearly buckled. Jessica, forever. I shook my head. No, no way. Maya's smirk didn't fade. Oh, so you want this video going viral? I froze. She had all the power. Ava sighed dramatically. Come on, Jess, it's not that bad. Sophie nodded. You've already been out as a girl. You danced with a guy. You even kissed him. Ava giggled. Honestly, you fit in way better like this than as boring old Jake. My stomach twisted. This wasn't fair. This wasn't right. But no matter how much I wanted to fight back, I couldn't. They had me cornered. And so, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I nodded. Fine, I whispered. Maya's grin widened. Good girl. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in front of my mirror, staring at my reflection. The makeup, the nails, the long, silky hair. I tried to tell myself this isn't me. But deep down, I knew the truth. Maya had won. I was Jessica now. And there was no going back. The school bell rang, and I walked down the halls, my heels clicking against the floor. Jessica, a voice called. I turned, smiling. Hey, Ava. She grinned. You coming to the party tonight? I nodded. Of course. Maya walked up, smirking. I still can't believe how far you've come, babe. I giggled, adjusting my hair. Well, you girls did say I'd make a great Jessica. Sophie clapped her hands. And now look at you, the most popular girl in school. I laughed. Because they were right. Jessica was real. Jake was gone. And the crazy part, I didn't miss him. Not one bit.